are coming back to the norm.
Steelers loss actually good. Aaron Rodgers says maybe.
Meanwhile, were the Lions just trying to win or actually looking for revenge against Ben Johnson, one of the smartest coordinators maybe in the history of football turned head coach? How those 4th and 1s goes, guys? I missed them.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Even Danny Parkins sent me the response. I didn't see it. There was 9 good games on at 1 o'clock. I'm not Scott Hansen, but right now, Parkins' picks were perfect.
Thank you.
Teams where he did radio were not, although I think Syracuse might have won. Chiefs fall to 0-2. The Bears also lost. Chiefs winless, okay? Alongside the following teams. The Jets, the Giants, the Dolphins, the Browns, the Titans, the Bears, the Panthers, and the Saints. That's
Only
the company
one
you
of those
keep.
teams is good, and that's the Chiefs.
That's one way to look at it. Here's Patrick Mahomes.
Well, obviously, we've never been 0-2, but we've had times where we've dealt with challenges before and lost games. And so I think the guys that we have in this locker room, they'll go back to work with that mindset of we're going to continue to work even harder so that when we step on that field this next time, we can find a way to win in those big moments like we have it this first 2 weeks.
Panic time? Anybody?
No, it's not panic time. But you said last week, if they lose, margin of victory. Margin of error, excuse me, shrinks.
Yes.
Margin of victory also was, that was last year.
That's the problem. But, like, they're a 5-point favorite against the Giants.
In New York. It should be a 10-point favorite at Arrowhead. I'll take it.
I mean, like, getting late early?
Getting late early.
Who knows? But what happened last year for the Chiefs is just, it's not sustainable. And this is the other side of it. Last year, they won every one-score game. They won every close game. And this year, it's flipping. Like, we could show the history of it. What had been going on for 2 years was historic. This is how the rest of the NFL lives. You don't win one-score games. And then when you score less than 21 points, normally you lose. They had a winning record the last 2 years, which is insane when they score that number of points. This year, they lose both those games. So I think this is just how the rest of the NFL lives. I think they'll be fine. They'll get Rashee Rice back. They'll get Xavier Worthy back. They'll be the team that come January, they're in the playoffs as like the 5 seed, and we'll be like, well, no one wants to play the Chiefs. They're a dangerous team. Like, that's probably where this goes in 3 or 4 months. But for now, it's tenuous.
Okay, so I don't agree it's tenuous. And I agree that they literally had the longest streak of consecutive wins in one-score games in the history of the league. So I agree that that was not sustainable. I don't know what the league average record is in games you score under 21. I don't think 9-8 when you score under 21.
It's a losing record.
Yeah, but I don't think that's that out of line. I bet the league on average wins 40% of those games, and the Chiefs winning 53%. What was out of line was the one-score game results, and that's totally fair. Now, I will tell you what I am concerned about, what I'm not concerned about. I am concerned about the running game. I don't know why that's going to get better. I don't think Pacheco has not been the same player since he broke his leg. It sucks. He was a great story as a 7th-round pick. He just hasn't been the same. And Kareem Hunt is excellent at getting you a yard. Like, no, for real. Like, he is a short. I know he failed on it one time yesterday, but he is. I trust him in 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. He is going to get it. But he hasn't had an explosive run since he got to the Chiefs. You know what I mean? He just doesn't have that in him anymore. And so that is a spot of the team that they decided not to really address this offseason. That seems to have not thus far worked out.
Well, they signed Elijah Mitchell. He hasn't had a carry yet. They gave him like $2 million, and then Javonte Williams for the Cowboys. They gave him $3 million.
Yeah,
he's got 3 touchdowns and 150 yards.
Javonte has looked good.
He's
looked
great.
really good.
I like what I'm saying.
Bruce always been quiet.
But
Bruce was quietly a fan. So I think that's not going to get better. I think that there is the inability to get a pass rush without sending a blitz is concerning, and that has to get better. Now, that is something that historically the Chiefs have gotten better with over the course of the year, so I think that will get better. I also think Josh Simmons' left tackle has actually been really good. He has not allowed a pressure yet. It feels to me like Mahomes is not yet fully comfortable in the pocket as if he has a good left tackle. You know what I mean? And so he seems like he is getting rid of the ball maybe quicker than he needs to. And he needs to be, to your point, Brew, I think better as a passer, even though he's been far and away the best part of their offense. But last year, the Baltimore Ravens were 0-2 with a loss to the Raiders. The Los Angeles Rams were 0-2 last year. We didn't panic about either one of them. And
you're moving the goalposts, though. You don't want to be compared to the Rams. You've always said the Chiefs are in this other category. The Chiefs are held to their own standard.
Yeah, correct.
He's been known to do that.
No, no, hold on. I am. Last year, Brew's Super Bowl pick, the Baltimore Ravens started 0-2, and at no point did Brew or I say, see, all right.
But we were like, this Cowboys game is a real must-win.
Oh, well, that's a different question. If you're asking me, do they have to win in week 3? Yes.
A little bit of nervousness.
Absolutely, they have to win in week 3, in part because of who they're playing, but also because they're 0-2. Yes, but I think it would be irrational to panic for 2 one-score losses against 2 good teams when you're not whole. Like, I think that would be, it'd be silly to panic for those reasons.
Yeah, we all are in agreement. No, not time to panic. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be a tough out. They're a Super Bowl contender, all that. But I'm wondering why aren't we seeing Patrick Mahomes, the Patrick Mahomes we all grew to love? I get that you don't have Tyreek and it's not, a light show and all that stuff, but I don't think he's thrown it very well. He's run it really well, and I think that's why he's playing well. But to your point earlier, they only gave up 20 points yesterday. You should be able to win that game. 27, Herbert was throwing it all over the field, but still, you only gave up 27 points. You should be able to win that game. And even though he doesn't have weapons, we've seen him the year they won their 3rd Super Bowl. Or was
second Super Bowl. He won his second.
Juju was like his best receiver. So I just don't, like Danny, here are the numbers. It's 2 games, but still, they're not that dissimilar from last year's number. They're worse. But those rankings, that's kind of what's been happening the last few years with Mahomes. I do expect him to get better, certainly when the receivers get back. But still, outside of his legs, he hasn't been able to carry them with his arms like we've seen in the past.
It's just what are they good at right now? Because that was a good game from their defense.
They have an excellent run defense, and they have the most talented quarterback in football. That's what they're good at. Right now, that's it. To me.
But that's not enough. A lot of teams are good at 2 things. Now, being great at quarterback is obviously something that any team in the NFL would sign up on. But, I don't look at them right now as a given to beat the Giants. As crazy as that sounds, it feels like they should be.
That will be telling if they. Now, let's keep in mind they have played 2 really good teams. Obviously, the best team in the league yesterday.
But just the schedule, though, too. Rashee Rice will be back after 6 games. Even if you haven't beaten the Giants,
they'll be. I think 2-4, maybe 3.
If they're 2-4, 6 games into the season, you're putting a lot on, hey, Rashee Rice solves all of our problems.
Well, or you're putting a lot on the fact that they were 3-4, 6 games into the 2021 season, went 12-5, and made the AFC Championship game. You're putting a lot on the fact that we've never seen this team, not figure it out over the course of a season. And I don't think it's just you're putting a lot on Rashee Rice coming back. I think it's layered. I think it's putting a lot on getting Xavier Worthy and Rice back. Sure. I think it is the fact that here's the other piece of this. Are the Eagles great? Are they? I mean, the honest
right now,
question.
I would say no.
Okay, so you don't. I'm shocked that's your answer. I'm I'm disarmed by it.
But let's be honest. If you guys are saying, you know what? The Chiefs are 0-2, but they could be better. The Eagles are 2-0. They could be worse.
Oh, sure.
Jalen is not airing it out. The defense has done well, but these games have been what I like to call boa constrictor games. They just kind of get you and squeeze the time of possession out of you, and then it's
I agree with that. The point that I was making is if the Eagles are still considered a top-flight contender, which they, what I mean, which they are. The other way to look at that game is the Chiefs without their 2 dynamic receiving weapons, with Mahomes not playing a great game and no contribution from the running game, were a dropped pass away from potentially beating the premier team in the league.
With a missed kick.
Right, with a missed field goal.
The missed field goal was from 52 yards, wasn't it?
It might have been from longer,
Okay,
actually. But that
I
feels
gotta
like
stop
kickers aren't making
after,
that.
this has come up several times in the show, and I've bit my tongue. It's like, I know it's Butker, but it's not like,
Well, no, I mean,
chip shot you missed.
it's not a chip shot, but I mean, I do think it's like.
But I just don't think when you're talking about like I don't think they can be said in the same breath a 52-yard kick
50
and a fumble at the 1
By the way,
yard.
for the record, I think it was longer than 52.
57?
But I think
57 and a missed catch.
No, I agree. But I think there were 4 50-plus yard kicks attempted in that game. Or the Eagles made both of theirs. Chiefs missed one of theirs.
58.
Yeah, and then he made a 56 or something. Like, so I'm not saying that's a gimme. What I'm saying is, if you're watching on TV and your answer is yes, the Chiefs look awful or it is time to panic, then I think a first cousin of that take is, ooh, then Philly shouldn't feel great. And because of this, what we're describing here. Now, maybe I'm wrong on that, but that's.
I said, you're not going to like this, but it's a compliment.
I'm not betting you $100,000 about it.
Chiefs have been compared a lot to the Patriots. And there was a certain point in the Patriots' run, it's like, you know what? We got Tom Brady, and he's enough to figure it out. We got Tom Brady and a pretty good defense. And then sometimes even Tom Brady's like, this is not enough right here. So, yeah, no worthy. Like, there's a slim margin for error. Rasheed Rice is out. Xavier Worthy, when those guys come back, there's no secret sauce that there's not going to be another injury. And then the other thing we're not talking about is, like, old teams. Travis Kelce's not the old Travis Kelce.
No, that part
He's had a
not.
bad start to the season.
He's had a bad start of the season. There's no question about that. But I don't hate that, and I do think it's a compliment. And what those Patriots had in common is, despite that, they won the division every single year, and they made the playoffs.
I know, but Tom Brady didn't have to
every
run
single
for
year.
75 yards a game to make it happen. I was nervous. Ben Johnson's return to Detroit. That didn't go well. Old offense put up 52 on him. And Chicago seemed to be making a point of keep pouring it on. They went for 4th and goal at the 4 while being up 24.
I like that.
They sure did.
It's pro football.
Ben Johnson was asked about it after the game. Take a listen.
Do you believe Dan Campbell ran it up on you on that 4th and 4 goal before the
What's he supposed to do? It's 4th and goal. What do you want him to do? Yeah, he could have kicked the field goal. They don't kick field goals. They go for it there. So he was doing what he was supposed to do. That's what he does.
How demoralizing is this loss considering you were coming back, you left for Chicago?
It's not demoralizing at all. It's not demoralizing at all.
It's a little demoralizing. it's a smidge demoralizing because for Bears fans, you got this is Bill Murray and Groundhog Day. Like I've seen this so many times. You get so hyped for a season, and it's like, oh, okay, 0-2 with a couple of division losses, got 50, hung on, and the quarterback doesn't look so good. Like I've just seen this movie so many times, but I didn't. If I was making a list of like 5 biggest problems for the Bears in this game, I don't think Caleb would be on it. Like
5?
Yeah, listen,
You had low expectations, huh?
well, week
I'm
one,
not
week
saying
one
he's
wasn't
number
great.
1, but
You give up
he's in the
52
top 5.
points. He doesn't play D-line, linebacker, or secondary, so that's certainly part of it. They can't run the ball, so maybe 5, maybe he. But also all the penalties, the discipline. It was a comedy of errors, and I just felt like I have owned one house in my life. And I probably will never do it again because it was a little bit of a lemon. It was like scary. It's like you want to fix one thing, and then you open up the drywall, and it's like, oh, termites, mold, bad plumbing. That's like Ben Johnson taking the Bears job. It's like, oh, we just got to fix the offensive line. I got to tinker with the quarterback a little bit, and the team's ready to take off. But the problems seem to be so much more systemic, foundational in just the bones of the house, that this is going to take a while.
But would you argue, we've all thought in the offseason,